So Joe Flacco talked about the challenge facing Micah Parsons and the Packers defense on Sunday.
They're good. They fly around. They get to their zones. They come after the run. They get after the quarterback. They play with a lot of speed. They don't second guess themselves. So they're a good group. When you build a plan for certain things, and I think when you go through your progressions and you go through your reads, it's always built to get the ball out in certain timing. So I think you just got to, kind of rely on your training and going through your progressions and listening to your feet. I think the rest will take care of itself. It's just part of the game. I think there's other things that come into play when you talk about their pass rush as opposed to worrying about trying to get the ball out super fast. It's just part of your reads, and that should happen on certain plays.
Damon, what have you thought of the way Joe Flacco played the first two games? Let's start there.
So I think it's been, pretty much what I expected. I mean, inconsistent, but the first week, I think was a good example of, what Joe can be in this offense. I know that things didn't work out, and we had a couple of turnovers that weren't really his fault. So they moved the ball really well, and they scored points, or they didn't score enough points, but they certainly moved the ball up and down the field. The last game, obviously, to me, he just, really wasn't able to make anything happen once pressure got there. So they really have to do a good job of protecting him, and he's got to do a better job of getting the ball out a little bit quicker. But ultimately, the second game against Baltimore, the offense certainly failed him up front in the offensive line. And then also the receivers did not do a good enough job creating separation quick enough underneath for him to get rid of the ball a little bit faster.